What is up? Welcome. If I'm live, because YouTube delays and all that stuff, it's crazy. Welcome everyone, welcome to another show. It is what it is, it's a show. A matter of fact, today, special episode. Took a break. I took a break the last, I think, week and a half, because sometimes things are getting too much, right? Too much hassle, and then you need to take a step back and mess around with ChatGPT. That's what I did. Oh, yeah. Wait, what is fucking... At everyone. I'm live. New student, let's go. Boom. Publish. Boom. Administration. So, a couple things we need to discuss before we get this thing started. What the hell is going on here? I see myself. And okay, I'm a little bit of a narcissist, but hey, this is too much. Alright. What is up, people of today? Osama Ibrahim, of course. What did you expect? Can somebody tell me what the music volume is? Because I still have no clue as a streamer how to deal with that. Hey. Oh man, was this a vein on my shoulder? Look at that. It's crazy. Oof. Lean and mean. Lean, mean, killing machine. Hello, Anthony. Greetings from Brazil. What is up? Iago Saito. Today, we're going to start... I don't know. Like I said, we need to build something again, right? Enough shenanigans. We're going to build a real-time database with authentication baked in. Basically, some kind of a Firebase, Supabase, Pocket base, but not base. We're going to call it Hopper. I don't know why. Just woke up and I had the idea, hey, let's make Hopper. So we're going to call it Hopper. So yeah, that's we're gonna build it in Go. Not quite sure. Maybe we're gonna add functions or something. I have no clue what we're gonna do. Right? We are the boss. We are the creators. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Right? Very important announcement that I need to make right now. Let me go this screen maybe. Look at that, beautiful. I'm going to show you this real quick. This is my Patreon page. I decided I'm going to shift a lot of things in my life, right? A lot of drastic decisions I'm going to make. And I'm going to focus on my community, focus on teaching people how to code, right? In a very specific way, right? It's not for everyone. And I'm going to focus on my Patreon a little bit. So I'm going to spend a lot of more time. I revamped the... You can see what I make. I make nothing, right? I'm poor as fuck. Now let me see Patreon here. Boom. So there's a lot of content already out. But like I said, I'm going to build this Hopper thingy completely from scratch. I'm going to live stream. I'm going to make some videos publicly available on YouTube. But the gross of the development of this thing will be on the Patreon, right? So if you want to be a Patreon, join. What's new, basically, the membership stuff. We have this. Doesn't work, actually. Not quite sure what's going on here. Can you see that? That's crazy. There is no 5, actually. But hey, doesn't matter. So basically, normal tier 10 euros, which basically is $10 also, kinda-ish, right? Economy and stuff. And then we have this... the highest tier, which basically gives you quarterly mentorship sessions, one-on-one, me and you. And of course, weekly, I'm going to weekly do a live stream, 1 hour specifically, do some mentorships and all that stuff. Specifically for Patreons, right? So check the page out. I think every video on there has some free 30 seconds. You can check if it's something for you, right? That's that. Cool. That's out of the way. Everybody knows this. Delete. All right. That option doesn't pop up for us. Which option? 5. There is also no 5. That's why it doesn't pop up, right? Dimitri Levy, thank you for the, I think, $5 donation. Not quite sure because YouTube with this currency, it's whatever it is, guys. Hey, thank you so much, Dimitri Levy. Always good to see you online, motivating other developers. You are like Conor McGregor of the developers. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is fucking... It's insane. I actually forgot how old I am. I think I'm 36. Or maybe I am 37. I forgot. I don't know. I need to ask my girlfriend. I think 36 or 37. One of the two. And I reached well, maybe I'm not reaching my peak because age doesn't matter. Trust me, that's completely bullshit. But I am at my best physique and mentally point of my life. Right? Maybe I'm better next year, but comparing the other years before, I am at a physique. Baby! Oh man, it's crazy. But hey, I do a lot of stuff for that. I need to sacrifice a lot of stuff for that. And yeah, it is what it is. All right. Let's go. Hey, quick question. What do you think about building SaaS tool with Golang and SQL plus Next.js frontend? I think it's a very, 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 very good idea, my man. Okay, cool. So I'm going to focus a little bit on what we're going to do. So we're going to build Hopper. Hopper, real-time database, in Go, from scratch. Of course, we're going to use some tools here and there. Authentication, the whole stuff, basically backend as a service, which is open source. It's going to be completely open source. I'm going to show you the page. This page, look at that. This is the most beautiful page you will ever see. It's the page you're creating a new project on GitHub. Look at that. Everybody's free to use it. Everybody's free to contribute. Everybody's free to do whatever they want because it's open source. All right, Hopper. So that's done. Let's kill this also, right? So we're going to touch a main. Actually, to be honest, guys, what I need to do real quick is go to my settings, hop, and then I need to bump up the font for all the people that watching from mobile. Hey, sometimes that shit happens, right? Why is this? I also rebound my mouse button, so it's going to be a little bit scuffed because my left button is broken for some fucking reason. What's this? Okay, cool. So I'm going to touch a main.go. I'm going to touch a .getignore. Getignore. I'm also going to, I'm going to open up the getignore. Git, like that. I'm going to make this the bin folder for sure. That's that. Kill this. Open up main.go real quick. Package. Main. Kill the screen. Func main. Do this, that, boom. FMT. Println. Works. Just like this. Then we're gonna basically also. Can I contribute along? Along today is gonna be a little bit difficult. But can somebody basically check the music volume, please? Right? For me, please. That would be amazing. Yes, we're gonna touch a make file. That's what we're gonna do. And now we're gonna actually, to be honest, we're gonna do something else. I'm gonna make a new folder here. I'm gonna call this CMD, right? And in this folder, you see my mouse buttons, I reversed them because my left mouse button is broken for a little bit. So it's gonna be a little bit annoying. So I'm gonna make the main.go in here actually, to be honest. What's going on here? Look at me struggle. Main here, take this, yoink, paste, kill this, delete permanently. Should be fine. What's going on here? Yeah, fine. Okay, cool. Now I need to basically bork some stuff in my make file. Actually, how are we gonna do that? Build, go, build, -o, bin, hopper. And then I think I'm gonna CMD main. Is that a thing? Actually, maybe CMD. Is it this one? I always forget. Maybe it's gonna be CMD main. No, because normally I put my main.go files in the root. This time I'm not gonna do it. Yes, that's fine. Perfectly fine. Then we're gonna make it so hot. In Belgium, it's crazy. The weather is amazing. So, hey, give me a break, eh? /bin-hopper. That's that. Of course, we're gonna also make a test, which is gonna be go test, maybe min verbose, dash verbose, the whole shebang. NVM hopper. All right, cool. I think we're set. Main.go here. Perfectly fine. So we're also going to make API. So we're going to make everything with a REST API. That's what I'm going to do. Air conditioner for life. Yeah, I had air conditioning. I have it in my living room and I have it in my bedroom. The problem is I was sick for 2 fucking days because I fell asleep with the air conditioning on. And yeah. For some reason, I'm not born for sleeping in air conditioning temperatures. Nice shoulders, thanks. Thanks a lot. Actually, one of my weak points, by the way. How hot is it in Belgium right now? Well, I think it's going to be 30 degrees or something. Which is, for us, it's hot, right? Drop it like it's hot. So we are going to use HTTP for everything. So it's going to be easy to integrate. We're also going to use Bbolt, right? I have this open somewhere here. This one. What's going on here? Damn, this is basically crazy, man. All right, so we're going to use Bbolt here. Let me zoom in. It's so annoying that I need to zoom everything in. If somebody can make an app that basically I just press a button and everything is zoomed, that would be amazing. Paying $9 for sure for that. Bbolt. So we're going to install this thing. And we're going to play around with that. And we're going to build our database with this. Copy this. Can we paste that in? Of course, that's so annoying. This thingy, this. Why? Why do they do that? All right, that's perfectly fine. We also need UUID. Why am I here? Same in London right now. It feels like someone over. Yeah, it's fucking hot. It's crazy. How does it actually work? Let me see real quick, right? So we need this thing because it's using B3 under the hood and it's have buckets, and we're going to use that because we're not going to make a key value store. We're going to make a collection store. A key value is nice, but we already have Reddit and Reddit. We actually don't have Reddit anymore, almost. I mean, we already have Reddit and all that stuff. There is enough key value. I want to make something where we can store users, books, to-dos, you know, that stuff. Classic application shenanigans. Candlestick data, you know. The data as a whole. Maybe we're going to store functions. I don't know. We will see. Let me quickly spot this thing. Bolt open. Fine. So we're going to open our database real quick. And then we're going to make a hopper. And we're going to make a structure and everything. First of all, we're going to play around with that, right? dbr is going to be bbolt open. .db. Actually, to be honest, let me open up git ignore real quick. Perfectly fine. And then we're going to say 0666. Is that true? 6. Yeah, fine. The double? No. Perfectly fine. If r. Log fatal. Is error. What's going on here? A bit rusty. Vacation. Well, was in Svelte. Was programming in Svelte and all that stuff. What up, Skia? Skia! Skia! DB. So we have a DB and then DB close. Hey, that's for later on. Open. Yeah. Oh, timeout stuff. Cool. Update. It's basically some kind of a transaction, isn't it? Batch. What's view? Read only. Okay, I see. Read only. Read write. Okay, cool. DB update, and now we have a TX, and then we're gonna make yeah. So it's gonna be something like DB update a function. A C, a TX actually, to be honest, a pointer to a Bbolt. TX, it will all make sense, not gonna lie. Wait, we also need this one, error, right? Little closure here, of whatever you're gonna call that, callbacky thing. Functional programming, return nil, because everything is fine. Then we're gonna say something like TX, what do we have here? Create bucket, right? Let's say create bucket, for example, users, right? We're gonna do some name. Let me do a split screen real quick so we can do a GD here and see what the hell's going on, right? And of course it needs to be a byte, perfectly fine. Byte like this, users, right? Bucket R is this, if R. Perfectly fine. Bucket. All right. So how are we gonna do that? I think we're gonna use something like, let me delete this stuff. I think we're gonna use something like this, right? For example, the data that's coming in is gonna be some JSON in the form of key value pairs, right? So actually, to be honest, it's going to be, let's say, a payload, or actually, to be honest, data is going to be actually, to be honest, we can do No, it's fine. You can instantiate it like a couple times, a couple different manners actually. Music volume is low. Damn. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 GG, what are you doing? This is better, 20 dB. Let me know the music volume. If somebody can help me out with how I can deterministically set up my volume all fucking time, I'm gonna pay money for this. Because I'm sick and tired of doing that. Wait, so we're gonna make a map. We're gonna make this thing. We're gonna do a map string. So we're gonna do a map string here, right now. But later on, this is going to be a map any, right? And then we can support, for example, integers. We can support strings. We can support bytes. We can support float, of course. Well, and some other data stuff, right? Maybe, yeah, maybe some specific data types, like we can implement an email data type or something like that. But for now, we're gonna keep it easy and simple, and we're gonna use strings, right? Good check. Yeah. So let's say we're gonna fill this data in. Actually, to be honest, let's make this a user, right? And then this is so annoying here. Let's do, for example, here a name, AGG. Actually, to be honest, let's put my name in. It's really weird. An age, for example, which I actually don't know. It needs to be a string. Let's say 36 or 37. I need to ask my girlfriend. Or my dad or something. I don't think my dad even knows how old I am, to be honest. So it's a bad thing. Email. Actually, we don't want to do that because it sucks, right? We're going to do name, age, and then it's going to be something like that. This coming from JSON, right? And then we going to do for kv and range user. I know it's a little bit weird. Then bucket put byte k byte v. Probably an error here, to be honest. Perfectly fine. If r is this thing, r is null, return r. Something like this. Then we're gonna install Google UUID real quick, actually. Google UUID. This thing, I use this all the fucking time. I think there are better ones, but hey. I did right ahead of time. Sorry. Oscar Pinochet. If you do not initialize your data, you must use make. Yeah, but yeah, I know. Trust me. I think I made 1 billion of maps in my life in Go. But the thing is, you can do a make thingy, and you can do it directly like this. You can do it a couple ways. So what's the best? Yeah, I think there are some guidelines in the community, you know. But hey, it is what it is. So what we're also gonna do, basically, if we create a new user, we're gonna say that the ID of the user is going to be a UUID new, right? Bucket put byte ID. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe we can marshal this. Why not? And then we're gonna so annoying, actually. If r yes, something like this, right? Return null, perfectly fine. Hey! What's going on? I'm getting hacked. No, it's not. Make run works. Hopper, fine. Actually, to be honest, this make file, we're gonna do this. Add, right? Why add? Because then you're gonna muck. Look at this. If you do make, actually make run, to be honest. Wait, what's going on here? Just installed this. That's annoying. Fine. VS Code sometimes, right? So this is that, and then we're gonna query this thing, and then we're gonna place this code inside of something else. That's how I code. First we play around, then we do stuff. So let's say, of course, we can do that in one update thing, right? But let's say this already been stored, and we're gonna retrieve this user. How are we gonna do that? Something like this. Actually, we should do a read thingy, right? I think it's gonna be view, right? What does it do? There's an error. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. It's annoying. But like I said, guys, I programmed in Python not so long ago because I was doing some side projects here and there, and I must say that for me, the Python is nice, it's easy, but handling errors even in JavaScript. I love JavaScript, I love Python, but the Go mindset is completely different, and some people hate it, some people love it. I've been working for a very long time in Go. I came to Python, I came to JavaScript the past couple days, side projects, and I love to be a little bit relieved because you could do a lot of cool stuff. I agree, but handling errors was something that was hard for me to grasp again, because I was, okay, I'm doing all this cool stuff, right? I'm doing all these Python lines. It's like, oh, this looks so beautiful. This is so amazing, but all that stuff can throw errors. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna handle this? Am I going to wrap this in a try catch or a try accept? And finally, or how I'm gonna do this? it was a little bit annoying. And in Go, it's just explicitly handle your errors and it's fine, right? Sometimes it's dirty, but like I said, a good shit is so nice, but it's also dirty. It is what it is. We're gonna log fatal out, right? Okay, so how are we gonna do this? We're gonna first get the bucket, right? We're gonna bucket, and it's gonna be probably tx bucket or something like that. Bucket, and that's gonna be users, right? For example, byte, of course. Byte this, wrap it in. There's no error, but we could do something like if no JavaScript anymore, no things, no brackets. If bucket is nil or something, we could do return fmt error f bucket. Can we please do quotes? Bucket not found. Users. It's a bit annoying. Then we have a bucket. And we need to make a map. This is prototyping, right? To give us an idea how it's gonna work. So we're gonna say var user. Let's do something else. Let's do make. It's gonna be a make map string. Bucket dot each. For each func kv byte, probably an error, I guess, or a boolean or something. I am gonna guess an error. Return null. I'm gonna speed code a little bit here. User string k is string v, right? Boom, 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 boom. Hey! Users, maybe that, I don't know. What is going on? Something is wrong with this build thing. Something is going on. I think I fucked it up. Make run. You see, something is wrong. Am I in a different project? What's going on here? What is going on? I'm pretty sure it's that. Go build. -o output, right? CMD main. Am I wrong? What the hell is going on? Huh? What am I doing? Okay, there's an error. That's fine. But then still, normally it will give me... No new variables. Okay, okay. Use data then. Just prototyping. What's going on? Make a run. Why is it not? Bin hopper. Ah! I'm an idiot. Back in main. Back in CMD, motherfucker. Look at this. It's gonna be... Of course I need to do... Run needs to build, right? I mean, what's going on here, man? Hola, hola, hola. Hola, ¿qué tal? Guys, can I not make files anymore? Make build. No, run will build, right? The run will build. What's going on? No rule. Hey, I'm gonna cut this out of the stream. It took a year for me. A year. If somebody joins this stream, the last 2 minutes, he's gonna unsubscribe and tell everybody to stay the fuck away from my channel. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. It's crazy. Make run. All right. Now we have it. What the hell's going on? Dragging my make file in my CMD folder. Can you fucking imagine? All right, so now we have this beautiful user. I'm 36-ish, and then my name is Anthony, right? Perfectly fine, so that's working. Okay, cool. Now we can do the cool stuff. Okay, CMD, fine. Root, cool. New folder. My mouse, man, it's so annoying. My button is broken, right? So this button here is broken, so I switched it around. So normally clicking is now right click, which is already a brain fuck, and it's crazy. So forgive me. New folder. We're gonna call this hopper itself, right? We're also gonna make an API folder. We're gonna use fast HTTP to do our API. Maybe we're gonna actually use Fiber because it's gonna be so much easier, and there is no performance loss to be gained, right? If you know what I mean. If you mean what I know. Look at this. This is brain fucking switching things around. We're gonna call this hopper.go actually. Package. Hopper. I'm making so many mistakes today. It's completely crazy. What's going on? But I need to... You see, it's hard for me to deal with a mouse right now because... Yes, alright, cool, we there. Type hopper struct, right? We have hopper, which is gonna be basically the main logic of interacting with the underlying bbolt shenanigans, right? Then we're gonna make an API server, but we also need these for real time, right? So how is it gonna work is basically we're gonna subscribe, right? You're gonna subscribe to a specific key, and we're gonna make it amazing because we're gonna subscribe to a specific condition. Not quite sure how the other databases do that, but you can subscribe, for example, hey, subscribe to users ID whatever, right? But you can also subscribe, for example, to users ID whatever age greater than 37. And then when that happens, it's gonna whatever, right? Then it's gonna trigger something, right? You know what I mean? Something like that. Do you use Vim in VS Code? Yes. Yes. Is there a fast way to learn Go? Yeah, it is. There's my Patreon page. fulltimegodev.com. My YouTube channel. There is no faster way. Man, I have no... There's no faster way, because I'm skipping all the boring stuff, you know? I'm skipping all the corporate stuff, because I know there are some good other Golang stuff, but they are keeping it corporate. I'm here to motivate you also, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hopper. So, it's going to hold a DB, internal DB, which is going to be a pointer to a bbolt.db. Boom, that's that, right? Then we're going to also say new, a new hopper. Actually, to be honest, hopper new is fine. Which is going to return, actually, to be honest, a pointer to hopper and an error, right? Error, like this, hop, hop, hop. The question rather is, we're going to construct it ourselves, or are we going to open up? Because this is not to be used as a library, this is going to be a standalone binary. Right, you're going to boot hopper up, and you can interact it with HTTP, right? So the question rather is, do we need to specify database here? No, because we're going to have an internal mechanism to create these guys. I hate YouTube ads. Yeah, guys, it is what it is. I need to do that to... guys, I'm so... like I said, I need... my family, my poor familia. Why do you hate ads for my poor familia and you're all ad blocking me? Who's gonna pay for my fucking proteins? Who's gonna do that? Alright, new hopper. Not quite sure. We're gonna keep it very simple, right? We're gonna say hopper. Actually, to be honest, we could do return n hopper and null, right? We could do if, let me open up my main file here real quick. Hop, 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 hop. Paste that in. Return null. R, perfectly fine. Maybe we can also make a simple constant here. Because we're gonna have multiple. Let's predict this. We're gonna say default db name is admin. No. Let's call it default. Who cares? Yeah. Dot hopper. What do you think? Let's make it clean. DB name, fmt, s print, f, percentage. We're gonna say percentage s, right? Dot hopper. Default DB name. DB name. Why is this actually? This nil thing. Oh, that's options, right? Yeah. That's for later on. We don't care about options right now. Yada. This is DB hopper. Hop. DB. Boom. Right. Then. We need to have an API to create a collection, right? That's the thing, right? So we're gonna say here. Are you planning on implementing the underlying database or only the wrapper around? Well, the thing is, guys, you need to understand that making a database underlying is very complex. And it's very boring, right? It takes a lot of time. Of course, we have already a nice... I don't know where it is. It's gone. It's fine. This bbolt thingy, which is an embedded thing we can use to wrap. Because the majority of the complexity is going to be handling real-time stuff, handling distributed stuff like a cluster or something and all that stuff, authentication and how we're going to do that. That's the cool part, because otherwise we're keeping it at a very, very low level, which is fine. But then the chances that project will be finished ever is decreasingly by a very substantial amount, right? So we need to protect ourselves from the I'm gonna diss my project because I'm fucking sick and tired of it disease. That's why. But hey, yeah. Hole. Hopper. Pointer. Too much math. I'm just trying to find out where to buy the Nike orange tank top. Screenshot this. I'm gonna send this to fucking Nike. And they're gonna sponsor me. Look at this, Nike. I'm even more jacked than your athletes. Can you imagine that? Can you fucking imagine, Nike? Look at this. How do we do that? Live full screen. Is it this one? Yeah, look at this, Nike. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at these. On the other side. Look at these lats. Look at these fucking lats. That's crazy, Nike. People are already want to buy tank tops. These veins. Look at that. And I'm natural. Hey, I swear to God, because I am. I am. Because if I didn't, I would say I didn't, right? And I look more I look more massive. You know what I mean? Then I would look more massive. That's a problem. I'm giving people a chance. Just go to the... I do couple things in my life. I just go to the gym, and I'm gonna train for a marathon, and that's why I'm so lean, because I'm running a lot. So yeah. Okay, Hopper. So let's do create collection, name, string. How are we gonna do that? That's a question. So there's a little bit of API design we're also gonna talk about, right? Let's kill. I'm gonna use my mouse for once. Forgive me. What do you bench for 10? Like I said, for 10 reps bench, 80 kilo, 80 kilograms. Couple series, right? Maybe 85. My pecs are insane. Like I said, you can maybe bench double my amount, but you're not gonna have my genetics, my pec genetics. They are crazy. But I don't bench too much because I'm old. I have shoulder injuries and all that, so it's crazy. I need to pull up myself with a supinated, is it supinated like this? These pull-ups, right? Instead of these pull-ups, because these pull-ups, they basically hurt my shoulder. Can you imagine that? Create collection. What are we gonna return? Maybe we should make some types here, some pseudo types, type collection. We don't know what it's gonna be, right? It's gonna be a struct with nothing in it, right? So we're gonna return a pointer to a collection. Why a pointer? Why not? Because otherwise we do naked returns, and I hate that. Age.db. Alloc size. Ooh, I love that. Preload free list. Woohoo. Strict mode. Woohoo. We're gonna check what the options are. First we're gonna make it work, then we're gonna make it better, right? Age.db update. Yeah, perfectly fine. We're gonna write, right? So it's gonna be a function. Actually, to be honest, we can copy our main thingy here, right? So we don't need this anymore because we have that already. This user is fine. Delete that. DB update. Yeah, let's copy this whole thingy, actually, to be honest, like that. Let's paste that in. Delete, we can't for some reason. HDB. We don't need this. This returning null. This is the bucket. What we could do is this, right? We could actually do bucket here. Perfectly fine. Let's do add it like this. Just to keep it a little bit cleaner. No. Of course, this is gonna be... this is the Groovebox team, Gunnerstein. It's good relative to your body weight. Yeah, right now I'm at 72 kilos. This couple months back, I was 80 kilograms. I was benching 105, but I don't like to do 3 reps or 1 rep max. I don't like to do that because it doesn't tell you anything, right? It just, oh, look, I can bench this 1 more time. Cool, fine, but you're not gonna gain nothing out of it, right? If you want to train for strength, you do 5. If you want to train for volume, you do 12. Or failure. You always go to failure, actually, to be honest. I was thinking about this today. You always train to failure, right? You never train 10, 12, 15. You go to failure. The only thing you need to do is shift your weight in a certain way. So 10, 12, 15 is failure. You know, that's the thing. Some people do 12 reps and they call it a day. No. If you can do 20 reps, you're going to do 20 reps or you're going to up the weight. It's simple as that. Yeah, so it's a little bit annoying that we do this in this update here. So so we're gonna create a bucket. That's perfectly fine. Do we need to do something like this? Right, and then say call bucket. A little bit is a little bit weird. Not gonna lie. But it is what it is sometimes, right? We can make a call. No, we need to do that, right? Yeah. Fine. So let's test this real quick here. What's this? So we don't need this anymore. This is for later on. So we're gonna copy this real quick. Right? Delete this. We go to Hopper. We're gonna paste that in here. But of course, we're going to mug this in for later on. That's fine. Let's delete the whole shebang, right? This user is completely okay. Okay, we're gonna say Hopper is gonna be. Actually, we can't. We're gonna say DB, right? It's gonna be Hopper new. R. If R. How many? 90 views. Holy crap! I think this is my record. This is my all-time high. We need to celebrate this. This is my 90 views. This is my all-time high. Exactly, I think it's almost 1 year ago, like 10 months ago, or 11 months, maybe 12, I don't know, like ish. I was at 3 viewers. Can you imagine that? This is crazy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, to basically let me waste your time a little bit. It's amazing, right? And the only thing that keeps me here is the community, which is you, right? Not myself, not my ego, but you. I do it for you because this, like I said, the past week I was at the point of of running it down. I was at the point of saying fuck that shit. I had a business opportunity coming my way, and I needed basically decide between am I going to focus on my YouTube channel, my community, or am I going to take this opportunity? And yeah. I choose for the community, which is you. Because, hey. Okay, Hopper new, right? R. If R is until, we're gonna log fatal out here real quick. Fatal out. R. Boom. I'm going a little bit fast so we can do our API maybe also already. You're welcome to waste my time. Hey. At the age of 65 and on a Sunday, you are not wasting my time, young man. Thank you for... Shetty! The Shetty, man, is so amazing. Oh, Shetty, man. I will never forget you. Shetty M6, whatever his real nickname. Shetty, thank you so much. Thank you, Aston Reef, for the 10x donation. Like I said, doesn't matter. Thank you so much. You produce content you cannot see on any channel on YouTube. Ooh, guys, I'm gonna cry. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, Abel. Stop. But hey, do me a favor. For the people that are not subscribed, just subscribe. The notification bell, that's questionable, right? You can do that, but you know, just subscribe, leave some comments. Sometimes check my channel, dump some garbage on the comments so YouTube thinks I'm legit, and it's all fine, right? I don't want you to do crazy stuff, but yeah. Otherwise, nobody's going to pay for my proteins. Okay, so we have this DB that's going to be a Hopper, right? So we're going to say that the collection or an error is going to be DB, create collection, perfectly fine. We're going to create users, right? If actually, to be honest, let's do this real quick. Boom, no, this, boom, paste that in. That's fine. Then we have a collection, fmt, print, f, maybe, percentage plus v, new line, call. Yeah, that's fine, right? Make run. User declared not used. That's fine. We need this user, so we're gonna do this real quick for the compiler. Bucket. Okay, that's fine. So we have a bucket. That's cool. That's created. And then the next is going to be on our collection, right? So that's a little bit weird. I think this connection should also have a DB inside of it. That's actually a little bit weird because then we need to actually say call insert, right? Or call pull or call put, call insert. But that's maybe for a client. Because this looks like client code, right? Like a client API, you know what I mean? Of course, we're using JSON so everybody can interact with that. The thing is, do we want in Hopper, so the decision we need to make right now is, are we going to, because if we wanna insert or put or whatever you're gonna call it, we need to have DB here in this collection, right? Otherwise, the other option is to not do this. And it's a pointer, so it's not a big of a deal, right? But the other option is that we actually do something like this in Hopper, right? For example, func h Hopper insert or put. What do we like? Create, but that's maybe insert. We're gonna give it a call, which is gonna be a collection. And then we need to have key, v, bytes, or string in our case, or bytes actually, to be honest, whatever, right? But wait, we need to think about this. So they're gonna be strings for now. Like I said, we're gonna support multiple types, but that's for later on. The question rather is gonna be, how is it gonna work if we query something? If we query, we're gonna fetch the collection. This is a decision we need to make. Insert feels more DB like, yeah, that's true. Put is more KV embedded stuff like. Insert is like insert into a collection. How can we enable dynamic collection creation with different field types? That's coming very soon. We need to do some stuff for that. So, like I said before, actually we're gonna discuss this. We're gonna discuss this in a couple minutes. The question rather is, are we gonna do something like this? In this case, later on, there's gonna be any, right? There's gonna be any, and based on that type, you're gonna marshal that type into a byte. Ints, floats, booleans, whatever, right? But for now, to make the global API, we're gonna use strings for the sake of simplicity. Of course, the key is always gonna be a string, right? Let us be honest, the key is always gonna be a string. And the value is gonna be supported types, okay? The question is, are we going to do this? Insert, for example, also another stuff is going to be, for example, how do we call that? Query, get. How do you call it in DB? Table, query, find. So many things. Key is going to be a string. And then this is going to be, for example, I don't know, query, map, whatever, right? Or a query type, any. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to prototype, spec things out. Because if we don't do it like this, then we're going to shift the responsibility, because we need this call, which is a bit weird. But if we don't do that, then we... No, we can't. Get is fine, because get is going to be... We're going to... Call is going to be a string here. This could, in insert, we could do a lazy call creation. Eh? Select. Yeah, I like that. I like select. I like that. Select. So what I think, let's do a lazy collection in initialization, just like MongoDB. I think MongoDB does that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make it simple so that we don't need to hassle with the collection itself. Otherwise, do we need to wrap this? So many things. It doesn't matter. We're gonna change. So call is gonna be a string. So call kv string, all strings, right? Okay, cool, fine. So yeah, so that's going to be like this in main. Let's already use this and it's not working. So we're going to say then. So we don't need create collection actually. We could do db insert in users name. No, it's not. It's not going to be like that, guys. You see, sometimes it's this. It's going to be this. What I'm going to do right now is going to be the new meta. Look at this. Shit. Okay, this is going to be a map. For now, it's going to be a map string string. Later on, it's going to be a map string any. Fiber does this. And for some reason, I like that. A fiber M is a map of string any. It's so easy. Fiber M. Because map string, if you need to deal with all these contexts, you need to put in your templates, you need to make map strings of any. It's just annoying to type. So a hopper M. You know what I mean? A hopper M. Bison also did that. The MongoDB shenanigans also does that, right? Okay, create collection. It's a little bit messy. I know. This create collection, maybe we need to diss that. No, it's not. We can actually use that. We look at this. So collection. Name, string. Maybe we're going to call this call name to be more explicit. And then we're going to say. The key in people can also be a bucket. Yes, true. I hopped in and I'm not sure what the goal is used for your context. The key can also be a bucket. That's crazy. Not quite sure how. Yeah, no. Let's keep it simple for now. I'm already... A bucket. A value can be a bucket. A key also? That's strange. I'm thinking if we return this internally as a map string any, in this case map string string, because we don't support types yet, then somebody needs to serialize that into a structure. It's gonna be amazing, but you need to give it some... Let me cook, guys, let me cook. You need to let me cook. That's very important. Like I said, good soup takes time. Right? Stoofvlees, like we said in Belgium, like I don't know what it is. It takes time. You cannot make it and eat it. You need to make it and let it cook. You know what I mean? Insert call name string data m. That sounds good. So the first thing we're gonna do is try to fetch a collection. How do we do that? Let's do it in one thing. If bucket is null, it's so annoying that we sit here with this fucking function in this thing. It's so fucking annoying, and my fucking balls are basically completely. It's so warm that you know what happens, right? They are fucking all over the place. People expect you to make the next Linux in 2 hours. Yes, it is, but it isn't, right? I also need to think a little bit, because otherwise we're gonna have mom spaghetti. Knees weak, arms are heavy, right? Vomit on a sweater already. Mom spaghetti. Okay, bucket. So you're gonna search for this stupid bucket, right? So it's gonna be a byte of this name. It's gonna be a lazy name. Please type, yeah. So we could do something like var bucket pointer b bold bucket, like that. This errors, I hate it so hard. What it is, right? Right. So the bucket is the bucket. If the bucket is nil, then we're gonna create a bucket. Otherwise, we have this bucket. We're gonna set the bucket and call it a day. Bouquet, lady of the house speaking. Mrs. Bucket. she's good. I don't know. You guys are not gonna know what I'm talking about. You guys gonna think, what the hell is this old man saying? But once upon a time, there was something was called Mrs. Bouquet, from Keeping Up with the Appearances or something. I don't know. It's very old. Most of you guys are never gonna see this, and God thank you that you're not gonna see this bullshit. But there was a lady, a very fancy lady, and she called Bouquet, Mrs. Bouquet, and there was, I think, somebody that called her on the phone. He said bucket, Mrs. Bucket, and she was so fucking pissed, man. That was the best thing of the whole thing, right? Anyway, if somebody knows what I'm talking about, let it know in the chat, because it's not nostalgic thing, but you need to have some kind of an age to know what I'm talking about. Mrs. Bouquet. All right, so then we have this collection here. That's fine. So if we're gonna insert, first of all, we're gonna say that the bucket error is going to be hopper dot create bucket create collection. This is so annoying, actually. Keeping Up Appearances. Yeah, Ben. That's it. Keeping Up Appearances with Oswald or something. Yeah, Oslo. It was this dirty fat guy. It was his brother and everything. Oh, man. Still on TV. Is it? Yeah, it was when I remember that when I was a little kid, my parents were watching that, and I was, yeah. Me too, yeah. This is, I don't like this create collection thing, but it is what it is. Call name. If add is not null, what we're gonna do is return. We can do null here, that's fine. And then actually, can we do something like that? Is that dirty? Why are we wrapping this? That's the question. Why are we wrapping a b-bolt bucket? No clue. Maybe I was thinking maybe we will do some other shenanigans. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. The problem is this pool, this call update is not going to be in a transaction, eh? It's not going to be a transaction. That's the thing, right? That's not going to be in a transaction, so we need to make sure. Maybe we need to do that. So we're going to save this data here. Let's kill these screens real quick. Let's first try this and see how it feels, and then do some changes here, right? What is this? Null r bucket is going to be call put null r. I could keep the r actually. It's fine. UID. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, insert's not going to return an M. I think what we're going to do is return an... a UID or something. Maybe we can wrap it in our own ID. I have no clue. It's still... oh shit, now we need to... But let's do this, because you're gonna check the error anyway, right? You're gonna check the error anyway. I mean, if you don't check the error and you check an ID, then you're a complete retard, right? Oh. Return ID, no. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Let's open up main. Should I do it on the same screen? For you guys? Yeah, why not? DB, insert, user. So we have this user here, right? Perfectly fine. Hopper DB. Actually, let's make DB first. Let's put user here. Which is coming from whatever. API post request. Insert collection users, which doesn't exist. Doesn't matter. Lazy creation. And then we're going to say here our user data. It's perfectly fine. If this is going to be an any later on, it's not going to work, right? It needs to be an any, so we can do this, right? You know what I mean? But then we need to do some little type checking and all that stuff, and we don't want to hassle with that yet. Keep the dopamine flowing. Very important in learning stuff is make things happen, right? And then make things gradually better over time. Keep your interest, keep your motivation. Very, very important. Looking good, Anthony. Thank you well. Young Racer 93. Onslow, yeah. Married to Daisy, who was Hyacinth's sister. Yeah, this band guy knows everything about this thing. Amazing. Look at that. Oh, man. Man, you were born in 2002. What are you talking about? Claudio Constantin, I was born in 1874. I know what you're talking about. Are you born in 1874? That's crazy. You're already dead normally. Oh, if you say 1974, that could be, right? But 1874, man, it's crazy. And like I said, small thing, check the Patreon, right? I'm gonna shift a lot of my focus on my Patreon page with cool stuff. Check it out, mentorship and all that shenanigans, weekly stuff, quarterly mentorships. Check the Patreon. I'm gonna dump a lot of videos on that, beginning with tomorrow, especially videos about Hopper, and we're gonna make some other cool stuff, right? Yes, what we also, yeah, that's it. That's what we're gonna do. Maybe some awesome quant trading, not quite sure what people want to see. Let me know. Be a part of the community, of the private, exclusive Patreon community. Let me know what we're gonna do there, right? Importantos para aquí, or something like that. Okay, DB insert user. That's gonna return as an ID, if that's correct. Maybe it should return a result. To be honest, guys, I really hate the libraries from other databases, because especially the MongoDB database, it's not even to speak about SQL. It's so, I don't know what it is, it's so amazingly overly complicated and nasty to use, because you're gonna have a result and then you need to call R on that result, and then you have a cursor and all that stuff. I don't want to hassle with a fucking cursor. You know what I mean? Give me some data. Give me an error and give me data, or give me nothing. You know what I mean? Please. Of course, if you need to do complex stuff with a cursor, if you need to seek, if you need to do whatever, then you can call some other function which is going to allow you some more low-level API. But for the sake of God, how many times do you need a low-level API? Most of the times you're going to store something and you're going to retrieve it and call it a day. Take the money and sip margaritas on the beach, right? We're going to log fatal out this thing. R, like that. Then we're gonna have an ID. Println, actually, we have already a println here. Boom. ID. Of course. Not quite sure. Make run. Closed. Yeah. I was already afraid of this. This error is coming from here. This error is coming from here. We cannot use this collection outside of a... Wait, can we do this? Can we do this? I'm gonna try some stuff. Wait, I need to be a fucking function. That's so annoying. So annoying that we need to wrap this thing, right? But hey, it's a transaction, so it makes a lot of sense, right? Let's delete that. Let's paste that in here. Right, let's call that stuff. So I'm thinking, can we do a new transaction, or do we need to completely... Or do we need to call the call again? That's the question, right? Create a call, close transaction, or do it in one fucking go. But that's gonna be fucking nasty. So now it's in a transaction. It's pretty sure it's gonna say it's already closed. I'm pretty sure it's gonna say that. No, it's not. It's not. We have created our first fucking user in the database. Isn't that amazing? So you can rewrite update by writing your own TX helper. Just want to show some love for the channel, man. Keep rocking. Thank you very much, HBDC. What is the summary of what we're doing here? The summary is we're going to make a real-time database, standalone, which I mean a standalone binary, no embedded stuff, no library, just a binary daemon server, right? You're going to boot that up and you're going to interact it with JSON for storing stuff, right? It's not going to be key value. It's going to be, how do you call it? Collection-based, table-ish based, actually. What are you going to call that? We don't support a lot of types right now. We're going to only support string to string. Keys are strings, which is basically everywhere. And the values are going to be, for example, int, string, whatever, right? The classical programming variables, of course, right now they are strings, just to be clear, because then we don't need to deal with that right now. And basically, the main goal is you can subscribe to some kind of topics with some kind of... you can subscribe to queries, for example. You're going to subscribe to users above age 37, and once there is some user in that database, you're gonna, you know what I mean, right? You subscribe to queries, you're gonna get notified in real time. That's the thing. And then with some authentication, maybe some kind of a Supabase, Pocketbase, Firebase-ish thing, out as a service, right? That's creating GBT tokens. It's authenticating you with OAuth and all that stuff. So you don't need to implement that in your application. So it's basically a backend as a fucking service. It's basically a copy of Supabase, Firebase, and Pocketbase. That's what we're gonna do, actually, to be honest. To TLDR. That's a TLDR. That's basically the one-liner, right? And our slogan is gonna be built. The slogan of Supabase is built in a weekend, scale to millions. We're gonna say built on a night, scale to billions. What they gonna do about it? Nothing. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do anything. Okay, but there are people here with a lot of BoltDB experience. For example, HBDC and of course Modbar, because he's making his own vector database. So Modbar is going to help me make this a little bit more cleaner. All right, let's see. You don't necessarily have to wrap a transaction in a function. You can create a transaction in a B and then takes commit. Yeah. That's actually something I did not realize. Because I really hate this. This is such it's annoying. It's annoying. So how do we do that? Wait. How do we get a TX then? HDB. New TX. Open TX. Stats. Number of concurrent open reads. No. Mode. That control went to roll back. Yeah. Can somebody actually tell me the fucking... Wait, I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna dig in this DB thing. Hop, right now. I'm in. I'm balls deep. TX. You cannot find that. TX maybe, like that. Route TX. Like this. Writable managed, yada yada yada. Right flag. Okay, in it. Cursor. I hate cursor. I hate that word. Bucket. Wait, I'm gonna search for commit actually. I'm getting delayed. Free list, yada yada. DB strict mode. Commit free list. Roll back, yeah, I see. On error, we roll back, sure. Roll back. And see this, you can see that as a common implementation, right? You have the internal rollback function, and then you have basically the public rollback function, and probably this thing is gonna call rollback. No, it's not. It doesn't matter. Search for managing transaction manually. ULIT instead of UUID. I don't know what's ULIT, guys. Like I said, UUID is just fine. ULIT. I don't know. UID, you mean? ULIT. I don't know what it is. It may be a smaller ID. It could be a smaller string because UUIDs are pretty big, if you ask me. Okay, let's go to this fucking GitHub thing of these guys. Let me quickly see here. Bbolt. DX. Bbolt GitHub, actually, like that. It's spicy war, I'm not gonna lie. Man, what is that? Yeah. Read only transactions. Yo, using buckets, nested buckets, database backups, fine. Comparison, Postgres, yo. I don't think it's some information. Okay, cool, nice. That's actually nice. So the question is, it's gonna return me a TX, right? Writable. Oh yeah, I see. Oh, I see. Nice. Can we? Yeah. Writable, of course. Yeah. This true is basically for if you're gonna write to this thing. Of course, gonna return an error probably again. Oh, Golang, why? Why could this fail? Right? What's going on here? Why should this throw an error? TX begin me a transaction. Right? It's like, yeah, maybe there is some internal stuff that's not working. But if this is not gonna work, then yeah. But still, that's fine. If I'm not null, I'm gonna just return null here and then an error, right? Then we have this transaction, that's pretty fine. So then we're gonna have this one, we're gonna delete that, delete this. Wait, bucket is this. If the bucket already exists, I don't really like this global things here. Well, global. But it's basically gonna prevent me from code replication, and I don't actually care about. I don't care about duplicating my code from time to time, because the only thing we want to duplicate is this one. Is this called bucket, right? But we don't need to do it anymore. That's pretty fine. Actually, to be honest, look at that. We're gonna delete all this bullshit. This saved our life. So we're gonna say that the bucket is going to be this bucket with this name. Then we're gonna say if the bucket is nil, it doesn't exist. Actually, if the bucket is not null, we're gonna return. This is amazing. Thank you so much for the guy that basically told me that we could do this. We're gonna return this collection here, right? And we're gonna say that the bucket's still questionable if we need to wrap the bucket. That's questionable, right? It's maybe not, right? Otherwise, right, we don't do if-elses, right? Only do absolutes. So then we're going to say bucket r is going to be create this thing. Do we need to close the stakes? Is this to do defer? Can we do? Yeah, we can. Look at that, beautiful. TX roll back, baby. Roll back, just like a Limp Bizkit. Yeah. Perfectly fine. Bucket R. But there is already a bucket. Yeah. But there's also an R. So we're saved. And then we don't need this. What's going on? Look at this nasty. Look at how simplified we did. Then we're gonna get the bucket away collection. do the same thing, right? Collection, just like this. Let's type hint maybe. Yeah. Bucket, bucket. Boom. Delete spaces, just maybe a space here. Here. You can do a space here, right? Because you see, aesthetically, readability, a space here. That's the only space we need. And the space between me and my GF. You know what I mean? Some space in my relationship, very important. You need to give me some space. No, some new lines. You know what I mean? Some new lines. Give me a new line. Create if not exist. Yeah. Create if not exist. What do you mean by that? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Create bucket if not exist. This is amazing. This is developer happiness right now. Look at this. Create bucket if not exists. And what happens if it's existing then? Create me a bucket if not exists. But is it going to return me the bucket if it exists? Yep, it's part of their API. Wait, if that's true, then we're gonna save more code. Beeble is an amazing project. It is, guys, it is. But it's when I very long time ago, it was from this guy that always built databases, not in Go. I'm not quite sure what his name is. Again, it was basically BoltDB. And now it's basically getting maintained, and it's good. Wait. Oh man, what are we doing here? If that's done, then we're gonna start API. It's gonna be amazing, right? But first we need to get through the rough parts, right? It's just get that returns no error. Wait. So what I want to know is, can I just do this, right? Look at that. Just do this, right? Bucket error is this. Boom. Call it a fucking day. If it's not existing, it's gonna create me. If it exists, it's gonna return me. Let's find out, right? This insert is a little bit nasty. To be honest, do we need this create call? Can we not just do this? Wait, let's do this. TX. Let's speed it up. Yeah. Then we have this. We're gonna keep that a little bit open. Exactly. I don't think we're gonna do that. Create collection makes no sense unless we wanna. Actually, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's fine. Because maybe we're gonna have a UI where somebody can just create a collection just for, I don't know, you wanna create a collection and I don't know, man. You need to have that. You need to have that API. Yeah. So insert, but it's fine. We're gonna. What happens if we wrap a transaction in a transaction? So many options, because you need to think about that. You could make the collection first and then start your other transaction for updating that collection, for start putting values into it. The problem is you're gonna have two calls. Well, of course, if you know what I mean, right? You're gonna have two different things, whilst you can just do this bucket right into here. First of all, we're gonna defer this TX as rollback. Right? Then we're gonna paste that in. We're gonna delete this whole shebang here. Call name. We're gonna get somewhere, I swear to God. ID. This update, we're gonna delete that thing. Just like that. Save this maybe. What's that? We're gonna say bucket here because it's internally. What's that? ID actually. I don't think we're gonna wrap a collection, to be honest. There's no, I don't know what we're gonna wrap it with, right? What functionality going to add? Look at this, it's beautiful. I think, look at that. Wait, DB add, yeah. You can have it inside the updates. I think this is gonna be, it's the same thing, right? Right? It's much cleaner. Right, so we're gonna have a separate thingy here. Takes begin, roll back, create, not exist, return collection, fine. Yeah, it's fine. Here, spacing, new line. Bucket, we're gonna create a bucket if no exists because it's all in one transaction. Otherwise, we need to. We're gonna have two transactions. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. And it's basically just these 4 lines, right? It's actually 1 line, but in Golang it's 4 because we need to check the error. Create if not exists. Boom. We get the bucket here. Put the data. Put the ID. Anthony GG. Right? Now, select. That's going to be some other thing. Delete this. Get them out of here. Are we going to do some shenanigans with query? How it's going to work? We're going to post, for example. Actually, to be honest, we're going to get, right? It's going to be a Supabase, Firebase, Bucketbase-ish thing. So we're going to say get HTTP, for example, HTTPS, right? Actually, no, because it's going to run on your own machine. So maybe you're going to, yeah, it's fine. We're going to say 0001. Let's do localhost, doesn't actually matter, right? Localhost, let's do 777 because it's a lucky number, right? And then we're going to say, for example, users, right? Which API are we going to yank, right? We're going to have the Postgres package there. So it's going to be equal users name.eq. And I had a nasty bug with this in Supabase. There's a bug in Supabase, actually in the Golang Supabase package. Because what's happening is that they use Postgres API thingy, right? It's this one. Right? I think it's eq name equals, for example, Anthony. Something like that, right? And then you could do n eq dot foo is bar. You know what I mean? The problem is, what they do, what the Supabase Golang library did, is that they basically, because they're using dots in their queries, right? What they did is they sanitized the key, the value, right? So this is going to be the key, right? Key and then value, right? So this is going to be the key query string, right? The eq name, right? You could have lesser than and greater than, all that shenanigans. But what they did is they also, because they have these dots, right? And for some reason, is they sanitized this part, right? So basically means that if you have Anthony at Gmail, which is not my email, it's another Anthony, right? Send them some love. The problem is they're going to sanitize this. So they basically delete this. I swear to God. And I was spending so much time figuring out why I could not find a user with my fucking email address, which is a pretty important thing to do if you do some authentication, right? Basically important if you make an application. If you cannot find the user by his email address, it's going to be, it's garbage, right? So it was not returning anything. And I was trying the Python client and the Yes client, and it worked pretty fine. So I thought, what the hell is going on? It's not Supabase, it's the Golang library. So this beautiful engineer, what he did was he sanitized this. So he deleted all dots because apparently you also have these dots in your query. It took me a couple hours to figure out. Takes commit returns the error. Do we need to commit, actually, to be honest? Of course, it's going to return the ID and no error, but we didn't commit. Isn't that amazing? Actually, we should do this. Right, because look at that. There's actually a bad design, right? Look at this. If we do make run here, it's going to give me an ID, but is it stored? That's the question, right? So what we could do is var ID, UUID, something like that, right? Right. So can we return null here? No, we can't. You see? This is better. Because now we know. No, it's not true. Why are we doing this? There's a naked return. That's why I'm doing this. Talking to myself. Asking myself a question and answering it. Then you're basically completely whack. If you do that. Man, this is actually taking way too long than I hoped. But I wanna basically do the good decisions from the start, right? Because you could make it very simple and dirty, and then you need to refactor the whole shenanigans, right? Could we do this? Is that a thing actually? Gotta do, yeah. The thing is, now we need to actually make this ID, right? Are we gonna make it here? Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so we're gonna select this thing. We commit here, I think it's fine. It just returns an error, right? So we commit, and it could, yeah. It's weird, but it's fine. Because this idea is gonna be instantiated anyway. It's gonna be created anyway. Right, because we need it here. Here actually, right? We could keep this empty and create it here. So if you're gonna check your ID and there is an error here, which we never should do, right? If there is an error and the error is not nil, you should never check your ID because it's not gonna be existed, right? But anyway, select. So we're gonna do something like call string and a query, right? Which in this case is gonna be an M. It's not gonna be an M. Well, it's gonna be an M, which the M is gonna be any. Guys, I'm gonna keep repeating this, right? But now it's gonna be a string for the sake of, right? May they help us for generating IDs too? Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? I need to check I need to read it actually. Sometimes I need to read documentation also. But hey. Like I said, small adjustments can be done, right? If you don't want to hassle with these UIDs. Wait. Let me quickly see. Wait, maybe it's B bold, something like. I don't know, that's fine. So we're gonna begin this thing, right? Begin. That's gonna be an false, right? Because we're gonna read. Auto increment on integer for the bucket. Yeah, but I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Fine. If I cannot find it directly, I'm already, like I said, I'm a goldfish. My attention span is very low. What are we gonna do actually? What are we gonna return? We're gonna return an M, right? For now. Serialization is going to be library dependent, probably. Because you don't know what the user wants, right? It's language agnostic, so it's, yeah. And I like maps. They are easy. You can return null. It's cool. Wait, can we say takes gonna be takes bucket? I'm gonna see auto. No, we can't. Takes bucket. No. Cool. First of all, that, right? Freaking bytes. By the way, Mode, how is your VectorDB going, actually, to be honest? If bucket is null, return null. FMT error F, bucket percentage S not found. Boom. Oh. We're gonna keep collection, right? Collection, that's the user. The user, because that's gonna be returned probably inside of the user interface. Something what we cannot do is basically do capitalized errors, right? You could say, why not? Well, we could, but apparently the Golang creators don't like that. Which is actually, to be honest, very annoying. I'm not gonna lie, right? What is this called? You could say, why is it annoying? Because let's say you basically have a very good architectural setup API, which basically means that you can basically instantly return your error, and that error, if that is a specific error with a specific code, it's going to directly return that error to the screen, which is going to return this error here, but uncapitalized, which is annoying, of course, because that's not, yeah, it needs to be capitalized for the user, right? But we can't, because it's going to give you a problem. Look at this. It's going to give me, right now it doesn't, but normally VS Code will basically, the Go linter will basically underline this with a warning, and it's going to say errors needs to be smaller case. Of course, you can do some extra functionality where you're going to say, I'm going to uppercase the first letter and all that stuff, but still, right? It's annoying. Are you Belgian? Yes. If you search for that, it uses a big endian. Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. We will see. I'm gonna search it and I'm gonna try to do it. For auto increment part, it could be bucket next sequence. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's actually amazing that they do that. Actually, to be honest, I think I'm gonna use that. In it. In it. In it. Yeah, let's do a bucket. I'm gonna see real quick if it's actually gonna work like intended. Next sequence like that. It's gonna be an error probably. Yeah, that's what I thought, because of course it's gonna fail, right? Next sequence, let's say there is no, I don't know, maybe the whole spectrum of N64 is completely gone, right? We have so many records that N64 is completely, it's done. We need to have a big end. Something that I think, if I was a Golang, if I was from the Golang core team, if I was the manager, right? Because Rob Pike, if I was the manager of the Golang developer team, what I would do, I would not change anything on errors. I think doing it error is something, right? I think it's fine. And then do if error is not nil. You need to check the error, of course. It's annoying, I understand. But sometimes you don't want to check the error, right? Why do you don't? What's going on here? Gonna no. Leave me the fuck alone. But sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you know that this something is gonna be a must something, right? But all these libraries, they won't have implemented a must something, right? What is a must in the Golang community is a good practice to, if something must do something, or it's gonna panic, then it's gonna be prefixed with must. I like that. But what if we could turn this something, which turns an error, into a must something by doing this? And this syntax, or whatever, right? A question mark, whatever you want to call it, right? I think this is amazing. Or can we do something like this? By the way, the video of the Primogen with this bird lang, I don't know, it's some video about the Primogen with the lang bird or something, I don't know. That was hilarious, not gonna lie. I need to give him that. This is one of his best videos. It was fucking funny as fuck. Not gonna lie. Hey, I recognize a Belgian when I see one. Hey, Turing, man. It is what it is in this little country. Somebody needs to do it, right? Hey, somebody needs to represent this country in the tech space, right? You know what I mean? Somebody needs to do it because we have some Fortnite people, we have some other people doing some random shenanigans, some cheap dopamine Mr. Beast thing with actually completely scamming your money. So I'm here to fill that gap, right? Yeah, this is what it is. I've been looking for a way to express that. So, right, and let's go back to this thing. So something with this question mark will basically say from, okay, I understand that something is going to return me a tuple, which is not a tuple, but you understand me, like a multiple return, right? This itr will instantly turn this itr, which is a simple compile. I can do it myself, but they will never allow me to. You know what I mean? They will never allow me to. So to basically make sure that this r is going to be mucked, it's actually the same thing as this, right? It's the same thing as that. But this is just annoying because if we have this to muck the error, the problem is that we cannot do this bucket next sequence, right? That's the problem, right? That's the problem. I don't care about this error because if bucket next sequence is going to throw me an error, my whole application is completely borked. We cannot continue because if we cannot have a next sequence, something is terribly wrong. It's in a state of nobody knows what the fuck is going on, and we can catch the error 20 times. We cannot do anything with it, right? So we're gonna panic, and we're gonna say, "Ciao, Bella, game's over. GG, well played. Demoted, back to bronze." You know? So, but this bang is gonna do this. So, please, it basically means that we can do bucket next sequence with this and call it a fucking day. I was so happy. No. They're making all updates with underlying packages and wrapping errors nobody gives a shit about. Making actually the generics, which is fine, right? Okay, generics is fine. Let us be honest. It's kind of okay. But what are they doing? What are they doing with the language? Nothing. Because they don't want to add more complexity to it, right? Because Golang is a simplicity, right? I agree. I completely agree. We don't need all these fancy stuff. I completely agree. I'm a simple man. I won multiple Nobel Prizes for simplification. But doing this right now, I swear to God, I would be so fucking happy. Just this. Rob Pike, somebody clip this and send it over with a beautiful ChatGPT written email. Put me on some sleeves with Mid-Journey, I mean. Put me some shirt on, but because if they see my tattoo, it's gonna say who, right? You know, it's that first impression bad, right? So do some Photoshop. Give me some head, right? Give me a tie and a suit and tie, I mean. And send that to fucking Rob Pike or somebody else that's irresponsible. You know what I mean? All right. We need a Go fork and just write it. Yeah, but the thing is, the Go compiler, I already checked that. I already was in that rabbit hole. The problem is compiling Golang and it's yeah. But that's the only thing we need. If somebody can maintain a fork of Go with this thing, I swear to God, you're gonna be so popular because this does nothing with the error handling, right? We don't rape it. We don't change it. We just... There are use cases to do this. This use case, for example, this bucket next sequence. Right? Because then we are already doing other stuff in the stream. We're already at the HTTP, using fast HTTP and all that stuff. We were already doing some cool stuff, dopamine injections. But no. Anyway, we cannot do bucket next sequence here, right? People checking the stream say, what the fuck's going on? The new Go update is amazing. No, I'm so sorry. I need to disappoint you. This is not a Go update. This is a dream. This is a dream! Okay, so yeah, so are we gonna use this thing? Yeah. so what we're gonna do is this, guys. We're gonna make this an N64 IDs. IDs. The community has decided IDs are gonna be integers, right? Which is pretty easy because we're gonna return 0, right? That's fine. I'm gonna copy this. Here I'm gonna make the ID, so I'm gonna do that. Delete this. Save that. This doing Of course, here we need to do ID, right? ID. Mug the error, right? That's annoying. That's really annoying because my music playlist is also bugged. Let me quickly fix that real quick. From the beginning, because I'm lazy. Man, now we need to have these ideas, right? That's going to be so annoying. Because we don't support, remember, we don't support that. So we're going to do something very nasty. And we're going to say that the ID is going to be... We're going to revert this because we don't support. We're going to revert this, guys. Pull back. Pull back. Go back. Abort mission. Abort mission. We don't have a condom. We need to abort. We cannot go in. We cannot do what we want to do. You know what I mean? We need to abort. Because we don't support integers yet. And then we need to convert this integer to a string and then to a byte, and they're gonna, I'm gonna get cancelled for that stuff, right? So we're not gonna do that real quick, right? Fine. Let's make run to C. Let's clear the screen, make run real quick, boom. Missing return 82 actually, to be honest. It's here, yeah. So that's fine. Let's kill this. Let's quickly do this here. So we're gonna select. We have a query. We're gonna ignore the query for now. The only thing we're gonna do is get the ID. We also need to remove some stuff like panic. Yeah, but panic is fine because panic is actually... Recover is fine. Panic is good because you can recover, but that's... I'm not going to teach you that because that's basically bad. But sometimes it's good, but it's bad. You know what I mean? Sometimes in life, something is bad, but also good. But you cannot teach your kids that stuff yet, right? I cannot say like, hey, Santa Claus doesn't exist, right? What your teacher is telling you is complete dog shit, right? She has no clue what she's talking about. I cannot say that yet. They first need to cook. Let them cook. I need to let them cook for a bit, right? I need to let them experience life in a bubble. So they are happy, because once the bubble is basically broken, they're going to be very, very depressed, because they're going to see the reality of life, which is something you don't want to see, especially not in these times. But hey. Okay, so we're going to get this bucket, byte collection. If you have no bucket, collection not found. Where are you from? You sound Italian. No, I'm basically Belgian, but I have the bad habit of pronouncing some kind of English words, like word and works. It's a... I don't know what it is. I start doing that and I cannot get rid of it. But it's fine. Some people say I'm Scottish. Some people say I'm Irish. Some people say I'm coming from whatever fucking country. I don't know. And you're telling me I'm Italian. Why not? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm a little bit tanned. So maybe I'm look Italian. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe. Like Paulie D. You know what? You know Paulie D from Jersey Shore. Was amazing back in the day. Okay, so now we have this bucket. The question about it is, now we need to find this thing. That's problematic, I think. How are we gonna do that? I think we need to think about this. So how are we gonna... Let's say we have a query, right? And we could say like... I think it's client behavior, right? Let's say here. Let's say we're gonna find the user by ID. How do we do that? Equal ID 1, right? In our case, it's going to be the thingy, right? UID, you know, equal ID, right? That's the thing. If they just do users like this, right? Well, it's simple. Then it's going to be a list of users, probably, right? Let's revert here, right? I get it. You don't want to be associated with the pain that comes in with reality. Let them rip the band-aid off as quickly, slow as desired. You can come help. Yeah. Well, I'm associated with the pain that comes from reality, but sometimes you need to keep the people around you inside of that bubble, right? Because you have a lot of different people here, right? You have a lot of different types of people, which does not mean they cannot belong to you. For example, my girlfriend, she's a complete opposite, right? She doesn't know, she takes life as it is, right? She's a normal person. I'm called like a normal person on this planet, like it should be. Having normal problems in a normal day. Nothing more and nothing less. But me, myself, and maybe some people of you, we have other problems because we know that where we live in is kind of a little bit of some kind of a fantasy story to keep us safe, to keep us sane, right? But we listen to all these podcasts. We seek for the truth, for the underlying truth, right? We seek with Joe Rogan, for example, or there are other people. We seek for these real what happened, right? What happened. For example, I was a little bit obsessed with history a couple weeks, a couple months. Sometimes I have these phases, right? Sometimes I'm in my quantum mechanics phase, which I still don't know what it is. Sometimes I'm in my history phase where I basically want to know what actually happened, right? Because I'm asking myself the question a lot, right? So what the fuck are we doing here? How is this all possible, right? This makes no sense. For me, life makes no sense. For me, sometimes I think about that if I have nothing to do and I said, this makes no sense. This is too good to be true. How everything happens on this planet, how it all created, right? And there's these atoms and then these things, and we are evaluating and look at this beautiful planet. This makes no sense. This is too good to be true. So I'm going out for answers, right? And then you come in with history, and then you see all these artifacts, these pyramids, which basically are not created by Egyptians. They never fucking found a mummy in a pyramid ever, right? Ever. They never ever. Like if you ask your kids or you ask your neighbor, hey, where do they find mummies? In pyramids? No, they don't. They never found one, right? They never found a pharaoh. Never, ever. These things were basically existing from way, way, way before. I didn't know that. In school, they teach us completely opposite, but it isn't. This is scientifically proven that it isn't. So if you know all these things, right? And now I'm coming to my point. If you know all these things, like all these puzzle pieces together, then you know that what we live in is a complete lie. But what is the truth? I don't know. Do you know? I have no clue. And that basically makes you a very person prone for depression, prone for because you don't see the beauty in life anymore. If you know what I mean. But of course, I'm strong, mentally strong, to deal with that. But if I tell this to my kids, all that stuff, they are not gonna. Their life is fucked. You know what I mean? This is why I really love tech. Now we can philosophize halfway across the world in real time with everyone who found this here is against all odds. Yeah, it is. It is. Proof of work is self-evident and proof. 42 is the answer. It's why we gravitate towards the best stories. Yeah, like I said, it's crazy. And in my opinion, because I was watching with all this Elon Musk and going to the moon and aliens and all that stuff, I was watching some clips from the Joe Rogan podcast, and I really think that space is a scam. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I think it is, right? Because first of all, if there was extraterrestrial aliens, then they already would be here. Already, right? We live, yeah. For sure. Yeah. The next thing is, we landed on the moon. I don't know how many years. I don't know. I cannot say it because I'm gonna make a fool of myself. But a fucking very long time ago. 50, more than 50 years ago. How many? Wait, let me fact check this. How long since first moon landing? What's going on? 1969. I can't even count. It doesn't really matter. And ChatGPT is not in my neighborhood. We did that with nothing, right? There was no technology. iPhones didn't exist. There was nothing. It's not. We had nothing. There was no technology, for example. Not that we know it today. So if you check this right now, what is our evolution? Right? So if you check, the evolution of technology is evaluated in a very exponential way, right? In a very exponential way. Cars, planes, AI, iPhones, computers. It's crazy how fast that evaluated since back then. But we can't even land on the moon anymore. We can't even go further than the fucking moon. It's the same as in a game, right? If you have a game, you see the moon, you see some stars, you can go up, but at a certain point of time, you basically are stuck, right? You cannot go. The simulation ended, right? The game, it's done. It's an end of the world, right? I think it's the same thing here. They gave us the moon. They gave us where maybe we landed. Probably we did, right? I'm not gonna neglect that, but they gave us some small things. So to give us hope, to give us something, to believe there's something, but we never actually reached that. Hey, that's what I'm thinking. They gave us Mars, they gave us our galaxy, but we will never experience what's there. I think we live in a simulation. I think we do. Anyway, it is what it is. Something is wrong, right? Okay. Actually, it's almost time. Skybox. Exactly, a skybox, guys. That's what I think it is. I think it's a fucking skybox. Because there's so many things that they don't tell us. People are getting killed. You know what I mean? People are getting killed. We are getting raked. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't believe this. We in the real Matrix or something. I think the scientists studying us. Is this Terry Davis V2? Join at a weird point in the stream. Yeah, it is Jackson Taylor. You're joining at the end, which is basically where my attention span is completely gone. My energy is completely gone. I need to refuel on proteins and other bullshit. And yeah. And then we basically do some... what do we do at the end of the stream? We basically do some Q&A and some talking about shenanigans, right? So that's where you're right now. Welcome. For the people that are not yet subscribed to my channel, hey, please consider just click the like, the thingy, the thumbs up. No, not the thumbs up. Of course, you're gonna like this video, of course, the stream, but also subscribe to my channel and some stuff. That would be amazing. For the people that really want to level up as a Golang engineer or an engineer in general, or being motivated to code, motivated to learn, motivated to whatever, check my Patreon channel. Very important. Check it out. I'm gonna give it some more love and build my community out there as well. And there's also the full-time GoDev stuff. You can also check that out if you want. Once one is created, infinite clones are possible, and the likelihood is 1 possibilities. Man, hey BTC, that's already going, man. I'm a simple man. Stop taking psychedelics. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I really want to do it, taking psychedelics like shrooms. A lot of my friends are asking me to do that, but I'm scared. I'm really scared to do that because I'm a panicker. You know what I mean? I'm a panic. I panic. You know what I mean? And I think if you take that, you're gonna, if you already put yourself into a discomfortable position that, oh, this maybe this is going to get very heavy. I'm gonna panic, and then yeah, it's gonna be, my friends are not gonna help. There is no gatekeeper with my friends. They are all basically tripping on shrooms, having a good day. You know what I mean? But I'm basically panicking and dying, and there is no gatekeeper. You know what a gatekeeper is? If you do these psychedelic trips, there should always be one gatekeeper. And in a normal scenario, the gatekeeper is somebody that basically is just sober. So, sober. That's the real gatekeeper. He's sober, drinking Coca-Cola Zero. Gatekeeping new guys, so nobody dies. You know what I mean? If somebody panics, he's coming with some milk and some water, and he's going, hey, it's fine, it's normal, just, it's cool, take it easy, breathe. Yeah, giving you some sugar or something, you know what I mean? That's a gatekeeper. But if there is no gatekeeper and you're panicking, your friend is also going to panic because he sees you panicking, and there's other friend which has way too much shrooms, 2 grams or something, which is, or 3.5. Right, you know, we all have this friend. We all have this one friend that basically can take such a huge amount of drugs without passing out. Right, it's him, but he's way too much, and he sees everybody panicking. So he's also started panicking. So everybody is panicking, and there is no fucking gatekeeper. That's not gonna end up well. It's gonna be 1 hour of big pain. The trip sitter, yeah, exactly. We call it the gatekeeper. It can get quite bad. That's the problem, Celine. It can get quite bad. Of course, if you do small stuff like microdoses, it's going to be fine. But you're also going to be not going to have the full potential from it, right? I think if you're going to do psychedelics, I think it's going to be an amazing experience, which I really want to do, but I'm so scared of having a fucking bad day, right? we all have some bad trips with other stuff, right? So, but the good thing of psychedelics, especially shrooms, is that you're not going to get physically addicted, right? That's good. That's good news, right? So you take your shrooms, it's building up, right? And whatever, I don't know what it is because I never did it. And then after an hour or something, it's gonna gradually fade out, and you're gonna have no cravings. If you take Coke or something, that's crazy. That's insane. If that thing is, if your mind knows, if your mind knows that your gram of Coke is almost completely gone, bad things are gonna happen. It doesn't matter what time it is. It can be 10 o'clock in the evening. It can be in the middle of the fucking night. But that's when bad stuff happens, because you're gonna call everybody to get your next shot, and you cannot sleep. It's crazy. You're gonna brush your teeth in the hope that you're gonna clean yourself, but it isn't. It's not gonna help. No, man. Only for that feeling, I'm never gonna take drugs again. You know what I mean? Just for that. The moment that you know that, okay, we had a nice day, we had a nice night, it was cool, we had a nice rush, and now it's done. The party's over. That moment, you don't want to be in that spot. You don't. Better start with a kilo. Exactly. That's a problem, right? Yeah. Then yeah. But I would say 2 big trips really had a profound effect on me. I think it is. I think with what's inside of my mind, with what I know, doing that stuff, I think it's gonna be amazing. I hope. But hey. Murat Muzai, hey, you're great. Keep going. Thank you very much, my man. So what's going to happen with this project? Good question. I'm going to make some videos on YouTube about this. This is going to be a series for the Patreon. Right? I'm going to continue this for the Patreon. For the Patreon community. Of course, from time to time, I'm streaming 2 times a week. 2-3 times a week, right? Of course, I'm gonna pick this project up back from where I last started, and we're gonna do some stuff more with it, right? Also live on YouTube, right? But the majority of these things are going to get created inside of the Patreon community. I need to do something, right? I need to provide some value there, right? How is it going to evaluate? So first of all, we're going to make these simple operations here. Kit collection, it's done. Insert, select. We need to find out how we're going to do that. Once we have these 2 things, I think it's fine to move to the next step, which is create our HTTP API with JSON API. Actually, we're going to use, I don't know, maybe we're going to do it with plain fast HTTP, or we're going to do it with a fiber or something, or an echo, because it's a little bit easier, because you're going to have these muxers are a little bit better. I don't think fast HTTP has a muxer. Right? You need to basically strip your path and do whatever. Then we also need, once we can create, we can interact with this thing, fine. We also need some kind of a way to subscribe. We also need to think about that. I think we're going to make just a simple other TCP connection where you can subscribe that way, or maybe we can subscribe with HTTP. Not quite sure how that's going to work. I don't think it's going to be ideal for long polling processes. So I think we need to do some TCP stuff for that. Yeah, what we also could do is create a default default collection, which is going to be users or out or account, just like Supabase does it, where we're going to store out credentials. We're going to make some endpoints where people can basically out with GBT tokens and all that stuff. We're going to create the GBT token. Basically just a Supabase kind of Firebase, Bucketbase clone, but more focused on real time, right? Something like that. I think it's a cool project. And then we can do a lot of stuff with it, right? We could make it a cluster or something, so we can have some replicas and slaves or whatever you're gonna call it, something like that. Yeah. That's gonna be it. Are there any questions? Are there be any concerns you want to talk about? Some things I need to get rid of. Happy to see. Happy to see. Marshall B. Coach, what up, Marshall? That's a long time no see. I'm not gonna lie, Marshall, and I remember you. I remember everyone. Wait, better start with a kilo. Let me see what's going on here. Do I miss some grown your own? I did the same. Yeah. My friend also grown his own mushrooms, but that's then you don't know what the dose is anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna take 2.5 grams because that's gonna be my dose because it's my mushrooms, and I don't believe that. It could be that something is wrong, and then you're basically overdosing yourself. Well, you cannot overdose yourself with it, but you're gonna have a fucking heavy trip, and if you're not used to these trips, you're gonna be in a bad trip, and you don't want to be that, because it's gonna be the first 2 hours, the worst 2 hours of your life. Do you drink protein shakes? Yes, I eat 180 to 220 grams of proteins a day, which is actually too much, but I still do it. I'm on a low carb, high protein diet. Low carb, high protein diet, so you get lean. But I have bad lighting here, you know what I mean? It's like, if I have bad lighting, you know, it's a problem. Because my camera sits here, and my I have the most scuffed setup ever. This is what it is. Let me see. I'm currently learning Golang. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. It certainly is worth it, right? One of my favorite languages. But if you want to start in the coding scene, you should always start with JavaScript first, and nothing else matters besides JavaScript first. Don't start with C++. Don't start with, it depends, right? Depends. But if you have no programming experience, or you want to be professionally active in the industry, start with JavaScript. That's the best advice I could give you. And after JavaScript, you can evolve into TypeScript, which is the same thing but different. And then you can choose, right? Then you can pick your language. Then you can maybe check Ruby or Python or something, or Golang. It depends. In my opinion, I wouldn't learn Ruby. I would learn Python. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I would learn JavaScript and Python, because they're a very good base. You have a very, very good base with these two languages. And they have a lot of... Python is a little bit Pythonish, but still. But JavaScript, Golang, they are very... How do you say that? They have a very... I need to be careful what I say. For example, Rust and Golang are completely different, but I think JavaScript, Python, Golang, Ruby, C++, .NET, C Sharp and all that stuff, C, they have all the same thing, right? If, else, while, and all that stuff. Python is a little bit different because they have false and true with uppercase letters, which makes no sense. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why? I always ask myself the question, why do they have false and true with the uppercase letters? And something that also very annoys me is that the indentation in Python. It's completely, I hate it. But hey, besides that, TypeScript is a lie. To be honest, I'm gonna be, yeah, like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense because I had this beautiful project. Let me open it real quick here. Why am I in Hopper here? That's crazy. Look at this. So basically, I was working on this text editor here. So and I was wondering actually how I came to that, right? So let's read this React renderer. So I was in TypeScript. Wait, I need to think about what I did. It was in slash command. Yeah, somewhere in slash commands. So basically what happens is, wait, let me think about this. I think it's React. Yeah, here. So yeah, so I was in here, right? And I have this React renderer, and I was thinking, okay, I was porting this to Svelte, right? I was thinking, okay, cool. Let me clear the highlight. I was thinking, okay, they have a component which is a React renderer, null, yada yada. This already is weird, but it's easy, right? It's component is going to be a React renderer or it's going to be null, and we initialize it with null. Simple, cool. So I was thinking, okay, this component is a React component then, but this React renderer is, if we go top, it's basically the React renderer from TipTap React, which is the editor, right? So it's not the React component, it's the React renderer, which is a component, but it's coming from TipTap React. Fine, it's still fine. So I was thinking, okay, in Svelte, how do I do that? Is it going to be a Svelte component then or something? Which is fine. I need to find this thing back. So what I do, I was already scared, but I GD'd into it. Wait. I'm going to give you the honest opinion. In Golang, you can GD with go to definition, right? You can GD everywhere. GD, snap, and you have exactly what you want, right? GD, this is a hopper. GD, boom. Oh, this is a map string interface, a map string any, or this is whatever type. It's easy. There is no abstraction. It's a type. It's a user. It's a book. If you GD in a TypeScript project, you're gonna jump into a big pile of shit and you have no idea how you're gonna come out of it. If you ever gonna come out of it. That's the problem. So let's GD into this React renderer. Boom, GD in here. And then I see this. So wait a minute. Let that sink in. So I'm reading component React renderer or null. Okay. So I GD into this React renderer and I'm basically, I have no clue what's going on, but I'm getting panic attacks, anxiety, and I want to kill myself all at the same time. Because what the hell is this? I mean, first of all, this line here, this line already, I have no clue what this is. Can we please move this? Why don't they move this line somewhere here so nobody can see this? Right? So we, because that thing already scared the fuck out of me, right? That's the first thing. Okay, cool. Then we have an export declare class React render is fine, but then I want to know what a React render is, but then it takes an unknown and an unknown. Which, accordingly to my community, they said, yeah, unknown is basically not undefined. Unknown is basically a special TypeScript type, which we cannot GD into because it's unknown, right? It's unknown. It's a ghost. We have some type. It has some TypeScript type safety things, but still, it's like I cannot read this. I'm so sorry, but I cannot debug this anymore, right? It's now I'm lost because I don't know what this is. It's the same thing like it takes an any and an any or something, which could be anything, but where is R? So now R is here, and which basically it's like if you make something, yeah, I don't know. No, this is basically genetics. This is genetics, right? And then, yeah, something like that. It's just annoying for me to debug. Right now, R is a reference here, R, and I don't know what R is. It's an unknown, and I cannot trace it. I cannot trace it. I cannot trace ref. I cannot trace it. It's question marks. It's a pain in the fucking ass. And it's the same thing with Rust. Most of the time. In Rust, you're gonna GD into a type, which is then gonna be extracted with some magic voodoo, which you actually don't know what you're working with. And I hate that. You're gonna GD, you're gonna have a Rust type, but that type is extracted into another type, and it has some into magic. I don't like magic. Black magic. Dennis black magic. I don't like it. In Golang, you GD into anything and you know exactly what it is. Exactly. Unless it's an any. But you know what I mean. GD takes you towards dogs. It's insane. You GD yourself to fucking depression. That's what it is. Go to depression. That's it. In TypeScript, it's go to depression. It is no go to definition. It doesn't exist. They need to rename this. Go to depression. It's amazing. I really love JavaScript, and in a way, but this is just an this document, like this line, this, who makes this? It's like, okay, we have TypeScript, which basically means we have a typed version of JavaScript, but this type is a component type, which could be in React component class P, or a React function class P, or a React forward ref exotic components, which takes in a React props without ref P, right? Or and a React ref attributes R. This is not TypeScript. This is not type safety anymore. This is basically this is the first time I see this. A React forward ref exotic component. That's something for me, because you know I like to sip margaritas on the beach, and this ref exotic component is, I think, something for me. And if we GD into this, then we see that it's an interface, but this also extends a named exotic component P. And we also have a weak validation map, right? Weak validation map. And then we come here, and who can... Man, I think TypeScript devs need to be paid way more money. Way more, because who can read this thing is insane. I swear to God, you need... This is insane. If you can understand exactly what's going on here, you are in the 1%. You are in the top 1%. You have no clue how good you are if you understand this, because I don't understand a single thing on this, you know? What is this? Is this an arrow? Is this ASCII or something? Anyway, I understand. But this is the problem with programming languages. If you support a lot of abstractions and things, and then you have this, right? In Golang, I understand, sometimes we have nothing. I agree. We have boilerplate. I agree. Or error handling is nice, but it's... I agree. Alegria. Alegria. Right? Uppercase exports, garbage. I agree. You know? I completely... No enums. Questionable. But I agree. But we don't have this. And I can swear to God, if you think Rust is the safe language, I can show you Rust code, my friend. That looks exactly the same as TypeScript code. Which is maybe safe, It's maybe fast, but nobody can fucking read it. So if you want to build a company where people can actually read your code and actually build something and move forward, you pick languages that make a little bit more sense. You know what I mean? They say, oh, we picked Rust because we want to get back our developer happiness. Well, we will see how long that's gonna last, my friend. Because you're gonna get cravings back to your cocaine, to your shots of dopamine, where he was writing Python like a machine. Anyway. Forward ref exotic, that was amazing. But they also have a named exotic component. They have exotic component, I don't know. I think the exotic stuff, I don't know, I think it's something for the high level engineers, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Somebody should actually make a video about exotic components. Let's GD into that stuff. P is an object, empty. I don't know what the syntax is. I don't know if you could do, I don't know. And then exotic component P. So we're gonna GD into this exotic component until we have the whole fucking TypeScript. But you see, this. Note, exotic components are not callable. It's only read-only with $sign type of is a symbol. Which, and there is, we cannot GD into a symbol. Oh. I swear to God, the creators of TypeScript and all this stuff, the creators of React, I swear, they must be from Facebook because this thing is way above my head. Hey, big respect to you. Everybody in the React community, everybody in the TypeScript community, everybody in the Rust community. Big respect from me to you. I'm way too simple and way too stupid to understand what the fuck is going on. Hey. And also way too old to learn it. I'm gonna keep with the basics, you know what I mean? But hey, C++ code can also, and oh, wait. That can also be nasty. True. It's an endless discussion, isn't it? Hello, Askat Agawal. Guys, I'm gonna dip him. Thank everyone for watching. I'm gonna continue this. Check my Patreon. Jump into the Discord community, very important. I'm gonna spend way more time with you guys here in the GG community. That's what we're gonna do. Did not expect to use TypeScript. We don't use TypeScript actually. It was just a thingy. I want to show you something. Yeah. It came to my mind. It's still here. I did this a couple days ago, and it's still in my mind. This React renderer, and I was GD. I was I'm gonna GD. I was so happy. I was porting this to Svelte, and I want to know what the React render is because so I can assign the same thing, so I can make something same in Svelte. So I GD'd like as a happy kid. Whoa, GD React render. And I basically get slapped on the cheeks and I never came back. Because I didn't understand actually. I hoped I'd never go to depression in that thing. But hey, anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. And I see you in the next video, stream, or whatever. You are buffed as fuck, my man. Yeah, I will do a live full screen and with a nice flex of everything. Look at this. Beautiful definitions here. Look at that. Look at this, and then I turn around, but I have no lights. Ooh. That's it, man. My lats. Spread the wings. No. Boom. Shoulders. Look at this. This is better because I have tattoos on the other one. You see? Look at these things. How do I do this? I also have this nice. My back, my traps. Look at that. Look at his back. This is crazy. I know. 36, by the way. Oh man, I'm sweating like shit. I'm gonna jump into my jacuzzi. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay happy, and